Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here. Today we're going to be talking about a quote that I just got in my game of Revelations, and it's really, well, I guess, clarified a question that we've all had ever since Zetsubou no Shima, okay? So I'll play the quote for you now, and then we can talk about its implications, what it means for the future, and why it's so important to be talking about it.
So, answer me honestly. Just how much of this chaos is your fault? Did our little trip to Alcatraz have anything to do with it?
Be quiet, Dempsey. I told you. Our little secret.
So, Dempsey says, answer me honestly, Richtofen, how much of this chaos is your fault? Did our trip to Alcatraz have anything to do with it? And Richtofen then responds, be quiet, Dempsey. That's our little secret. So, this clearly is the quick zip that Dempsey has mentioned in the past, in fact that the other characters have all discussed to an extent, that happened at the end of the Zetsubou no Shima Easter egg. During that Easter egg, what happened is we finish the egg, then we teleport away to an unknown location, we then teleport back to Zetsubou, and then they go from Zetsubou onwards to Gorod Krovi. Now, when they go, they then return, and Richtofen says, yes, this is an insurance policy in case we don't like where we end up. There's then loads of dialogue about it in GK, but it's all very suppressed. It's all Richtofen saying, no, we will not talk about this now, because he's wanting to preserve the secrecy around that little trip and keep it completely mysterious so that whatever he is planning with the blood stays mysterious, stays secret, stays unknown to both the player and Monty, and as such, he'll be able to exploit that lack of knowledge that Monty has in DLC 4, in Revelations. So, at the time, people were saying, well, maybe they're going to Alcatraz because they come back with blood vials, right? And Richtofen already has blood vials from Mob of the Dead, from Alcatraz, and so it would make sense for them to go to Alcatraz and get more blood for the other characters. Prior to Origins, Richtofen wouldn't have known that he would then be going on this quest with those other characters, and so he wouldn't have needed to get blood for them, but now, because he's very much banded together with all of them, and they all opened the portal in France, which was this big fractioning event, this hammer that smashed into the universe and really broke the mirror, if you will, he now has to get more blood in order to preserve them as well and protect them as well, such that he can execute his plan for whatever the blood is going to be doing in Revelations. He's said multiple times, he thinks I do not know, but I do. The blood will protect me. He says that in his trailer, the Richtofen trailer that we got. In Revelations, he says, the blood vials will protect me. Like, he's constantly been saying that, and it hasn't ended, but now, right now that Revelations has finally released, we are at last at the point in time in which we are going to learn exactly what the plan is with the blood, exactly why he has needed it, exactly why he knew he would need the blood all the way back before Origins even happened. It's all going to be coming together. And this little excursion, or as Dempsey calls it, this quick zip away from and then back to Zetsubou no Shima, is completely integral to that very process because they have to go and get more blood. The quote in this video, though, is finally confirming that it is indeed Alcatraz that they are going to there, because some people said, yeah, they need to go get the specific blood from those Mob of the Dead characters so they can use it as a kind of afterlife essence and come back after they have been killed in order to save the universe and put things right or what have you. That's what some people were saying, and it seems like that is becoming ever more likely a theory as time goes by, seeing as it's confirmed that they did go to Alcatraz, but other people were saying, well, maybe they didn't go to Alcatraz. Maybe they went elsewhere. Maybe they got blood from the Shadows of Evil characters, or another set of characters like the Transit Crew, for example. A lot of people were really running with those theories, but it certainly seems, from the evidence that we now have to hand, that they didn't go to Transit, they didn't go to Buried, they didn't go to the Shadows Crew. Instead, they just went back to Alcatraz and got a top-up of blood. The exciting thing is that that gap in our knowledge of history, that gap in our playable timeline of Black Ops 3 Zombies, is going to be filled somewhat in the comic. Okay, the Black Ops 3 comic is coming out on October 19th, and there will then be 5 issues afterwards as well, and at some point in that story, in that little comic saga that will be unfurling over the course of the next 6 months to a year or so, I would say, we will be getting information, which is extremely exciting, about that trip itself. So that's going to be after Revelations has already been cleared up, after we feel like we've already understood the story, after all those things have happened. What will happen is we'll learn a little bit more sort of context and a little bit more sort of color commentary about the world which we've been inhabiting for the last 12 months, in fact, for the last 8 years, really, and we'll figure out exactly what was going on when they did go to Alcatraz. There are also several quotes we've had for a long time which are still currently, despite the fact that Revelations is out now, currently they're still a little ambiguous as to why they exist. So, for example, the classic, I guess, is the Nikolai, why do I keep hearing that name, from Weasel in Mob of the Dead? And things like that are no doubt going to be elaborated upon further when we learn of this trip, which is now confirmed to have been to Alcatraz, when we get the comic on October 19th, and when we finish the Revelations Easter egg as well. So I just wanted to bring this up because I thought it was a really interesting sort of story confirmation that we've been given. Yes, some people theorized this to be the case, and so those people can pat themselves on the back. Yes, a lot of other people thought otherwise, and that's totally fine as well, because this is basically just the tying of the knot, I suppose, and it tells us exactly where those characters were between Zetsubo no Shima and, well, Zetsubo no Shima. So, thanks for watching, guys. I've been MrRoflWaffles. If you're looking for storyline information for zombies, I am the place to get it. So make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.